Big news is here, and it's not speculation, it's an official update that could mean an extra $1,600 Social Security check for millions of Americans. If you rely on Social Security, whether it's retirement, SSDI, or SSI, this announcement has real-world impact, and it's something you'll want to understand clearly. With so many headlines and rumors floating around, the truth can get buried, so let's lay it out simply and honestly right here. Here's what's happening. The Social Security Administration has confirmed upcoming deposits that include the latest adjustments tied to inflation and benefit rules. These $1,600 checks aren't a random bonus, they are part of scheduled payments that reflect both the regular benefit structure and changes designed to help keep up with the rising cost of living. That means for eligible seniors and individuals with disabilities, a significant deposit is on the way. Now, not everyone will see the exact same amount. The $1,600 figure represents what many beneficiaries are set to receive based on the combination of monthly benefits and adjustments. Some will receive a little more, others a little less, depending on their lifetime earnings history, their benefit category, and whether their state provides additional supplements. But the key fact is this: larger deposits are confirmed, and the timeline for payments is already on the calendar. Think of what that means. For someone struggling to stretch their Social Security check across groceries, rent, and medical bills, an extra $1,600 landing in the bank could make the month far easier. For those living on a fixed income, it's not just another number, it's peace of mind. And the best part is that this isn't based on rumors or political promises. It's an official announcement backed by the Social Security Administration itself. In this video, we'll break down exactly who qualifies for these $1,600 checks, when the money will arrive, and how to know what your personal deposit will look like. If you've been searching for real information and straight answers, you're in the right place, because this is about facts, not hype. Now that we've set the stage, let's talk about what this $1,600 Social Security check really means in practice. A lot of people hear numbers tossed around in the news or on social media, and the first reaction is either excitement or skepticism. Some say, "I'll believe it when I see it," while others think it's just a rumor. But in this case, the information comes directly from the Social Security Administration, which means it is a scheduled and official part of the payment process. The $1,600 amount is not just some random bonus, it reflects the combined effect of your regular monthly benefit along with adjustments that are built into the system to protect your income against inflation. That's why understanding how this works can help you feel less confused and more prepared. Here's the first thing to understand. Social Security benefits are not one size fits all. No two people receive the exact same deposit, because each payment is tied to your own personal work history, your earnings over the years, and whether you qualify for retirement, disability, or supplemental income. That's why when the news reports that $1,600 checks are coming, what they really mean is that many recipients will be seeing deposits in that range, but the actual number for each person will vary. Some will receive a little more, some a little less. For those who had higher lifetime earnings, the monthly benefit tends to be on the higher side, while others may see a smaller figure. Still, the good news is that the overall increase applies across the board, which means every recipient benefits in some way. Another important factor is the cost of living adjustment, commonly known as COLA. This adjustment is calculated each year based on inflation data, and it's the key reason why your Social Security check can grow from year to year. When everyday costs like food, housing, and healthcare rise, the COLA is meant to ensure your benefits don't lose their value. In recent years, we've seen some of the biggest COLA increases in decades, and that has translated into noticeable jumps in monthly checks. The $1,600 number reflects this ongoing effort to keep pace with rising costs. It's not a bonus check or a special gift, it's the system working the way it was designed to. Now, let's take a closer look at the groups of people who may be affected by this announcement. For retirees, this could mean that your monthly benefit has crossed an important threshold, giving you a deposit larger than you've seen before. For those on SSDI or Social Security Disability Insurance, the increase reflects the fact that you also paid into the system through payroll taxes, and now you're receiving the support you've earned, adjusted for today's economy. And for SSI recipients, who rely on supplemental security income, the story is a little different. SSI is not based on your work history, but instead on financial need, and in many cases states add extra supplements on top of the federal payment. That means your $1,600 check could include both the federal benefit and any state support you're entitled to. Understanding this helps explain why two people in different states might receive very different deposits, even though they are both SSI recipients. Payment schedules are another area where confusion often pops up. You may hear a neighbor or friend say, "I already got my $1,600 check," while you're still waiting for yours. That doesn't mean you've been left out. It just means your payment date falls later in the month. The Social Security Administration staggers payments depending on your birth date. If your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th, your check arrives on the second Wednesday of the month. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, it arrives on the third Wednesday. And if your birthday is after the 21st, your deposit comes on the fourth Wednesday. For SSI, payments usually come on the 1st of the month, unless the date falls on a weekend or holiday, in which case it often arrives earlier. Knowing this schedule can take away a lot of unnecessary stress. Instead of worrying that something went wrong, you can rest easy knowing exactly when your deposit is due. For many seniors, the real question isn't about the exact date or even the exact dollar amount. It's about what this money means for daily life. Imagine the relief of knowing that an extra $1,600 is landing in your account. That money can cover a month's rent in some areas, pay off overdue bills, or take care of rising grocery costs that seem to climb higher every week. It can give you breathing room, allowing you to fill prescriptions without hesitation or keep the lights and heat on without falling behind. That's why these updates matter so much. It's not about numbers on paper, it's about dignity, security, and peace of mind for millions of Americans who worked hard, paid into the system, and now rely on it to make ends meet. It's also important to separate fact from fiction, because unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Some people have been told that these larger checks are one-time stimulus payments, like the economic relief checks from a few years ago. That is not the case. These $1,600 deposits are part of the regular Social Security payment structure, tied to your monthly benefit and COLA adjustments. They are not temporary, and they are not something you need to apply for separately. If you are eligible, the payment will arrive automatically, just like your regular deposit. This distinction matters because it reassures you that you don't have to jump through hoops or worry about missing out if you didn't fill out a certain form. Now, let's talk briefly about taxes, because this is an area that catches many people off guard. Yes, Social Security benefits can be taxable depending on your overall income. If your only income is from Social Security, chances are you won't owe federal taxes. But if you have other income sources, like a pension, retirement savings withdrawals, or even part-time work, then a portion of your Social Security may be taxable. That's why some people see their deposits shrink a little when taxes are withheld. Planning ahead can help prevent surprises. Many seniors choose to have taxes taken out of their Social Security checks automatically, which makes tax time less stressful. Others set aside money each month. The key is to understand how it applies to your situation so you're not caught off guard. Another thing to consider is how you receive your payments. These days, nearly everyone is set up with direct deposit into a bank account or onto a direct express debit card. This system is safer and faster than the old paper checks, which were more vulnerable to being lost or stolen. Direct deposit means your money arrives on time, every time, and you don't have to wait on the mail or worry about delays. If you're not already using direct deposit, now is the time to make the switch. It's free, it's secure, and it gives you peace of mind. While these $1,600 deposits are encouraging, it's also worth looking ahead. Social Security is one of the most reliable programs in American history, but that doesn't mean it's without challenges. Politicians often argue about the long-term future of the trust fund, and while some headlines make it sound like Social Security is running out of money tomorrow, the truth is more measured. Without adjustments, there may be reductions decades from now, but that does not mean the program will disappear. It has always been too important, too popular, and too essential to vanish. The debates are about how to keep it sustainable for future generations, not about whether today's seniors will lose their checks. Knowing this helps separate fear from reality, and it should reassure you that your $1,600 deposit is not in jeopardy. The bottom line is this: the official announcement of $1,600 checks is more than just news. It's a reminder of how Social Security continues to serve its purpose, protecting older Americans and those with disabilities from being left behind. These payments reflect your contributions, your work, and your right to a stable retirement or disability income. And while the system is not perfect, and while many still struggle to make ends meet even with these increases, the fact that adjustments are happening shows the program is working to respond to real-world conditions.